Laudetur Jesus Christus. Praised be Jesus Christ. These images are coming to you from Bangkok in Thailand. Welcome to this live broadcast. Pope Francis will be meeting with leaders of other Christian faiths and other religions at Chulalongkorn University here in Bangkok. He's just arrived. He's being greeted, accompanied by his second cousin who's doing the interpreting for him, Sister Ana Rosa. And on behalf of Vatican Media, I'd like to welcome all of you joining us for this meeting of Pope Francis with leaders of other Christian faiths and other religions. Welcome to those of you joining us through Vatican News channels, the web portal, the app, the YouTube channel, and all of you joining us through television stations that are making this broadcast possible through Shalom World TV, Salt and Light TV, EWTN, Catholic TV, CBS News, and all of you joining us through radio stations and other internet sources around the world. This is Pope Francis' second full day here in Bangkok. He met this morning with priests and men and women religious, seminarians, and catechists, and that meeting was followed by a meeting with the bishops of Thailand and the bishops who are part of the Federation of Asian Bishops. This present meeting, it's now about 3:30 in the afternoon, and it's taking place at Chulalongkorn University, which is the oldest institute of higher education in Thailand. It's said also to be the most prestigious. In fact, members of the royal family and the country's nobility have been educated here. It's located in the center of Bangkok, not far from the Royal Palace, and it was founded at the beginning of the 1900s. It was originally founded as a training school for the civil service and then as a school for the royal pages. It later became a college and officially a university in 1917. Here we see our Holy Father greeting leaders of other religious traditions here. Over the years, the university began to broaden its educational offerings and now includes faculties 19 in number, including medicine, law, and economics. And there's also a school specializing in the study of agricultural resources. And here we are in the school's auditorium, which can accommodate about 1,500 people. Our Holy Father here greeting each of the 18 religious leaders here participating in the event. He's accompanied by the Cardinal Archbishop of Bangkok, Francis Xavier Kringsak, the president of the university, Mr. Bundit Ewa Arporn, also among those welcoming him, as well as the president for the Commission for Ecumenism and Interreligious Dialogue, Bishop Joseph Chusak Sirisut. We saw him a bit earlier with the Pope. We'll be hearing from both of them as well as from the Holy Father himself. We now see the president of the Commission for Ecumenism, who's in front of the Pope here. We see him now on the right of the screen. The Holy Father now takes his place.
Your Holiness, Your Eminences, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, today's activity entitled Building Bridges of Peace and Understanding will now commence. May I now call upon Professor Dr. Bandit Ua Aporn, the President of Chulalongkorn University, to present a report and his welcome remarks.
Your Holiness, Pope Francis, Chulalongkorn University, Thailand First University, established in 1917 and named after His Majesty King Chulalongkorn, is deeply grateful that your host has graciously added to an already full schedule this gathering of our academic community and a host of other sectors across Thai society. King Chulalongkorn's vision was to provide higher education for students from all walks of life, regardless of their gender, social status, ethnic or economic background, or religious faith. And it is our university's immense honor that on the occasion of Your Holiness' official visit to Thailand, nearly 4 decades after the visit of His Holiness Pope John Paul in 1984, we are gathered here to learn and benefit from Your Holiness' wisdom, compassion for the poor and disadvantaged people all over the world, your deep concern for the care and protection of our natural environment, and your enduring work for meaningful interfaith dialogue and peace building amongst religions, countries, and cultures. Your Holiness, welcome to our university.
Your Holiness, with your kind permission, may we now invite the President of Chulalongkorn University to present a souvenir gift in remembrance of this momentous visit paid to Chulalongkorn University, the first ever papal visit to this institution. The gift is a collection of rare books on the history of Thai-Vatican relations and Chulalongkorn University memorabilia.
The Holy Father accepts the gift being offered to him. As we've heard, it's the first papal visit to the university. He did say Mass at the stadium, which is on university property, yesterday evening, but this is his first time being welcomed specifically in the university.
Episcopal Commission for Ecumenism and Interreligious Dialogue, the Most Reverend Bishop Joseph Chusak Sirisut will now deliver a welcome address.
We see the Vatican delegation here.
ข้าแต่พระสันตบิดรที่เคารพรักยิ่งข้าพระพุทธเจ้าบิชอปยอเซฟชูศักดิ์เสรีสุดประมุขแห่งเขตศาสนปกครองนครราชสีมาประธานคณะกรรมการคาทอลิก
Most Holy Father, I, Bishop Joseph Chusak Sirisut, Ordinary of the Nakhon Ratchasima Diocese and President of the Catholic Episcopal Commission for Interreligious Dialogue and Ecumenism, together with leaders of traditional religions adhered to by the citizens of Thailand, namely Buddhism, Islam, Brahma Hinduism, and Sikhism, our Christian brothers of different denominations, as well as leaders of the Orthodox Church in this country, including prominent academics in Thailand, particularly educational personnel of Chulalongkorn University, who host this meeting, and professors and university students invited from all over the country to join this meeting, feel most pleased today to welcome Your Holiness and listen to your address. We are gathering here around 1,500 persons.
ประมาณ 1,500 คนเพื่อร่วมถวายการต้อนรับอย่างอบอุ่นและมิตรไมตรีแด่พระองค์ท่านและที่สำคัญคือรับฟังพระดำรัสสอนของพระองค์บัดนี้เป็นเวลาที่เหมาะสมที่สุดที่พวกข้าพระองค์ทั้งหลายจะได้รับฟังการปราศัยของพระองค์
It is now most auspicious that we will listen to the address of Your Holiness. It is evident that your wise advice will be most useful, not only for the Catholics, but also for all humanity. Give us your wisdom on this occasion, please, Your Holiness, with most respect and love in Christ.
แก่ข้าพระองค์ทั้งหลายในโอกาสนี้ด้วยเถิดด้วยความเคารพรักอย่างยิ่งในองค์พระคริสตเจ้า
Ladies and gentlemen, in a few minutes, we will hear the first choral rendition of the Peace Prayer by the multi-faith and multi-ethnic Mukopor Children's Chorus from St. Joseph Madam School in Chiang Mai, a school that is under the administration of the St. Paul de Chartres Catholic Order. The second is the Attar Chorus from the Atakia Islamia Institute, Narathiwat Province. The institute is a religious high school, and the students there attend both regular and religious classes. And finally, our very own Chulalongkorn University Concert Choir. The conductor today is none other than Dr. Pawasut Piriyapongrat, a lecturer from the Department of Music, Faculty of Education here at Chulalongkorn University. Dr. Pawasut holds a master's degree in music, specializing in church music, and a doctoral in musical arts and choral music from the University of Southern California. The lyrics of the song have been adapted by Paolo Stradi from the traditional prayer of St. Francis of Assisi in this arrangement by Father Buncharat Suksawang.
Young children's choir performing a rendition of Make Me an Instrument of Your Peace, in which they say, an instrument of peace is all I want to be. Here at this interreligious meeting, where our Holy Father is meeting with leaders of other Christian traditions and other religious traditions here in Bangkok. We are in the auditorium of Chulalongkorn University here in Bangkok. And our Holy Father is here, the first stop of his 32nd Apostolic Journey outside of Italy. We're now preparing to hear the Holy Father.
That we have heard is, of course, a befitting prelude to what we have all been awaiting. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, His Holiness Pope Francis will graciously deliver his speech entitled Building Bridges for Peace and Understanding.
Our Holy Father now rising and moving to the podium. 1,500 people in expectation to hear the words of this Pope Francis, having heard from his namesake, Francis, in the beautiful song that we heard.
Señor Cardenal, hermanos en el episcopado, distinguidos representantes de las diferentes confesiones religiosas.
Your Eminence, Your Excellencies, distinguished representatives of the different religious confessions, representatives of the university community, and dear friends.
Agradezco al obispo Sirisut y al doctor Bundit Wawarporn sus amables palabras.
Thank you for your warm welcome. I am grateful to Bishop Sirisut and to Dr. Bundit Eorapon for your kind words of introduction. I am grateful as well for the invitation to visit this renowned university and the students, professors, and staff who enliven this place of study. I am also grateful to them for granting me this opportunity to meet representatives of the various Christian communities and the leaders of other religions who honor us by their presence. I thank you for coming, and I express my deep esteem for the precious cultural heritage and the spiritual traditions to which you are heirs and witnesses.
Hace 122 años, en 1897, el rey Chulalongkorn, de quien toma el nombre esta primera universidad, visitó Roma y tuvo una audiencia con el Papa.
122 years ago, in 1897, King Chulalongkorn, for whom this university is named, visited Rome and met Pope Leo XIII in audience, the first time that a non-Christian head of state was received in the Vatican. May the memory of that significant encounter, as well as that of his reign, whose virtues included the abolition of slavery, challenge us in our own time to pursue the path of dialogue and mutual understanding, and to do so in a spirit of fraternal solidarity that can help end the many present-day forms of slavery,
especialmente en el flagelo del tráfico y de la trata de personas.
Especially the scourge of human trafficking.
De reconocimiento y valoración mutua, así como la cooperación entre las religiones, es aún más apremiante para la humanidad actual.
The need for mutual respect, esteem, and cooperation between religions is all the more pressing for humanity today.
desarrollo de las sociedades
Our
locales.
world faces complex challenges such as economic and financial globalization and its grave consequences for the development of local communities. Rapid advances in technology, which seemingly promotes a better world, and the tragic persistence of civil conflicts resulting in movements of migration, refugees, famine, and war.
Y destrucción de nuestra casa común.
Then, too, we are confronted with the degradation and destruction of our common home.
Puede pensarse o construirse ajena o inmune a las demás.
These challenges remind us that no region or sector of the human family can look to itself or its future in isolation from or immune to others.
De denigrar o denostar a nadie.
All these situations require us to be bold in devising new ways of shaping the history of our time without denigrating or insulting anyone. Long gone are the days when, in an insular mode of thought, one could determine an approach to time and space and appear to offer a valid way of resolving conflicts.
Tiempo de atreverse a imaginar la lógica del encuentro y del diálogo mutuo como camino.
Now is the time to be bold and envision the logic of encounter and mutual dialogue as the path, common cooperation as the code of conduct,
Y de este modo,
and reciprocal knowledge as a method and standard.
para la resolución de conflictos
In this way, we can provide a new paradigm for resolving conflicts
salvaguardar la creación,
and help foster greater understanding and the protection of creation.
así como las universidades, sin necesidad de renunciar a las propias notas esenciales y dones particulares.
In this regard, religions, like universities, have much to offer without having to renounce their specific character and special
Es un paso
gifts.
significativo para garantizar a las generaciones más jóvenes
Everything we do in this regard will be a significant step towards guaranteeing younger generations their right to the future,
y un servicio.
while serving the cause of justice and peace.
Solo así les proporcionaremos las herramientas necesarias para que sean ellos los principales protagonistas en la forma de generar estilos de vida sustentables.
Only in this way will we provide the young with the tools they need to be in the forefront of efforts to create sustainable and inclusive lifestyles.
Construir bases sólidas, ancladas en el respeto y reconocimiento de la dignidad de las personas.
The times in which we live summon us to build solid foundations anchored on respect for and recognition of the dignity of persons, the promotion of an integral humanism, alert to and concerned for the protection of our common home, and a responsible stewardship that preserves the beauty and richness of nature as a right fundamental for existence.
De nuestro mundo dan testimonio de un patrimonio espiritual trascendente y
The great religious traditions of our world bear witness to a transcendent and widely shared spiritual patrimony that can make a solid contribution in this area, if only we are able to encounter one another without fear.
Estamos llamados no solo a prestar atención a la voz de los pobres en nuestro entorno, los marginados, los oprimidos,
All of us are called not only to heed the voice of the poor in our midst,
sino también a no
the disenfranchised, the downtrodden, the indigenous peoples and religious minorities,
donde poder unirnos,
but also to be unafraid to create opportunities,
a su vez,
as is already quietly
el
occurring,
imperativo de
to
defender
work
la dignidad
hand in
humana
hand.
y respetar los derechos de conciencia.
For our part, we are asked to embrace the moral imperative of upholding human dignity
Un poco de aire fresco,
and respecting the rights of conscience and religious freedom.
porque los seres humanos
We need to create spaces where we can let in a breath of fresh air and the certainty that all is not lost.
optar por el bien
For human beings, while capable of the worst, are also capable of rising above themselves, choosing again what is good, and creating a new start despite their mental and social conditioning.
Quisiera subrayar una nota distintiva que considero crucial y en cierta medida parte de las riquezas a exportar y compartir con otras regiones de nuestra familia.
Here in Thailand, a country of great natural beauty, I would like to highlight one distinctive feature that I consider crucial and in some way a part of the wealth that you can export and share with other parts of our human family. You show esteem and concern for your elders, respecting them and giving them an honored place. And he said this is a great value. This ensures that you preserve the roots necessary so that your people do not lose their bearings by following certain slogans that end up emptying and mortgaging the soul of new generations.
Y las culturas locales por imposición de un modelo único, también vemos.
In addition to a growing tendency to discredit local values and cultures by imposing a unitary model, we see a tendency to homogenize young people, blurring what is distinctive about their origins and backgrounds and turning them into a new line of malleable goods. This produces a cultural devastation that is just as serious as the disappearance of species of animals and plants. A quote from Christus Vivit. I express my hope that you will continue to assist young people to discover the cultural heritage of the society in which they live. Helping the young people to discover the living richness of the past, to treasure its memory, is a genuine act of love towards them, for the sake of their growth and the decisions they are called to make.
Toda esta perspectiva implica necesariamente el papel de instituciones educativas como esta universidad.
This entire approach necessarily demands the involvement of educational institutions like this university. Research and knowledge can help to open new paths for reducing human inequality, strengthening social justice, upholding human dignity, seeking means for the peaceful resolution of conflict, and preserving the life-giving resources of our earth.
A los educadores y académicos de este país que trabajan para proporcionar a la
I express my appreciation to the educators and scholars of this country who work to provide present and future generations with the skills and especially the wisdom rooted in that of their ancestors that will enable them to play their part in promoting the common good of society.
Todos somos miembros de la familia humana y cada uno desde el lugar que ocupa está invitado a ser actor y gestor directo.
Dear friends, all of us are members of the human family. Each person in his or her own way is called to be actively and directly engaged in building a culture founded on the shared values that lead to unity, mutual respect, and a harmonious coexistence.
Ofrezco mi oración y mis mejores deseos por sus esfuerzos.
Once again, I thank you for your invitation and your attention. I offer my prayerful good wishes for your efforts to serve the growth of Thailand in prosperity and peace.
Sobre sus familias y sobre aquellos a quienes sirven.
Upon all present, upon your families and those whom you serve, I invoke every divine blessing.
Muchas gracias.
And I ask you, please, to pray for me. Thank you very much. Those assembled here reacting to our Holy Father's remarks
With that, we shall now have our second choral performance, Songs for Freedom. This is also from the same combined choir of 3 youth groups, students from St. Joseph Madam School's Mup Kopo Children's Chorus, under the supervision of Sir Marie Agnes Suwanna Buasap, SPC, representing the northern region of Thailand. The Atta Chorus from Atakia Islamia Institute, Narathiwat Province, under the supervision of Ajahn Payan Toryip, representing the south. And from the central region, the Chulalongkorn University Concert Choir, organized by the university's Office of Art and Culture. The music of this song comes from the Focolare Group USA and has been specially arranged by Amarat Jantaravirod and Reverend Father Buncharat Suksawang.
And we're waiting for the beginning of a choral presentation.
The choral rendition of this very meaningful song we have heard has come to an end. Please join me once again in giving our performers a very big round of applause. They have shown us that indeed it is possible to find a way to live in peace.
This event an opportunity for us to take a peek into the varied religious background of Thailand, where just over 1% are Christian, less than 1%, about 0.5 Catholic. 90% of the Thai population are Buddhist, and there's about 4 to 5% Muslim.
Special guests who are present on the stage for a group photograph with His Holiness, who will be positioned in the center.
The members of the choir still taking their leave. The last hymn we heard, as we heard from the MC from the Focolare movement in the United States,
Of this momentous event.
the first piece that they presented was an arrangement of the Peace Prayer of St. Francis. Both of these show us how possible it is for the gift that the Catholic Church has to offer can be presented in order to provide seeds of the gospel, enriching the values that are already present and which we share with the culture at large. Our Holy Father here with 18 religious leaders.
Papal visit to Chulalongkorn University. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as His Holiness is about to depart.
Pope Francis is now greeting the 18 members of the delegation here present, representing the various Christian denominations and also the other religious traditions of Thailand. This is his second full day here in Bangkok. He has one other event on the agenda today. Now greeting members of the Buddhist tradition, the leaders of the majority of Thai people. Our Holy Father visited the Supreme Patriarch of the Buddhists yesterday. The Supreme Patriarch told His Holiness how much he was grateful for the presence of the Catholic Church in Thailand, which is there to be of service, and he appreciated the fact that they did not come to conquer. And our Holy Father left a gift of the document on human fraternity, which he and the Grand Imam signed in Abu Dhabi in February, a way of manifesting that the document is a call for all religious traditions, not only that of Islam and the Catholic Church, to join together in creating a world more fraternal and therefore more human. Our Holy Father now bowing as he takes his leave. Our Holy Father will continue on now to his last event. He will be celebrating the liturgy. Today is the memorial of Saint Cecilia. He will be celebrating the liturgy in Bangkok's Cathedral of the Assumption.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I
For
request
young
kind
people.
cooperation in remaining here in the the auditorium a little
Our Holy
longer
Father now
until the
greeting
papal motorcade has
members of the
departed.
delegation from the university.
เชิญนั่งก่อนนะคะเราจะรอให้รถ
Full coverage of Pope Francis' Apostolic Journey here in Thailand and later in Japan can be found at the Vatican News web portal, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter accounts. And live coverage will continue shortly as he begins the celebration of the liturgy with young people at the Cathedral of the Assumption in Bangkok.
the host.
On behalf of Vatican Media, I'm Sister Bernadette. It's been a pleasure to provide the English language translations for you. And I thank the production staff here in studio and all of you for joining us in this broadcast. We hope you join us shortly for the papal liturgy in just a few moments. Laudetur Jesus Christus. Praised be Jesus Christ.